Okay. So I guess most of the students are joined. Okay. So I guess in the last session we have completed till the question of create one small bank account system. Okay, we have already completed till that question. So now we'll start with the next question. Okay, so we are still in the chapter number 4, and the practicals related with the chapter number 4 we are doing in the lab session. Okay, so concept of class, concept of static data members, concept of static functions, concept of public private. Now we'll come up with the friend function concept. Okay, just wait. Let me share my screen. Okay, now here is the next question. Sorry, here is the next question. That is question number 16. Okay, I'm pasting that question over here. Okay, now we will discuss that question, but first try to understand that question by yourself and let me know that what we will implement in this question, how we can solve this question, or how we can implement our program. Okay, just try to understand and let me know your answer. Okay. Okay, I'm giving you the time, right? So try to understand that question and reply me. We have to add values of objects from two different classes. Okay, good. Any other student? Okay, so we will discuss that question over here. Okay, if you are understood with this question, right, you can implement it by yourself. Otherwise, concentrate over here. Okay, first, just let me copy that question and we'll perform that question over here. Just waiting. Now, yes, I'm sending question in chat box. Yes, I have already sent. One more time, no worry. I have already sent it into your chat. Okay. Now here is the question. First of all, what we have to implement over here. So the first thing, we need to create two classes. Yes, the one class name is DB and another that is class DB and DM. Okay. Now we have to store the value of distances. Okay. So that means we need to prefer the 4 unit of our distance. First meter, centimeter, feet and inches, right? So these four are my variables, but you have to keep in mind that this DM class will contain two distance unit, that is meter and centimeter. Okay, so for the DM class we have meter and centimeter as a variable, and in the DB class we have more two units, that is feet and inches. Okay, so till now there is no any doubt. Okay, now write a program that can read the values for the class objects. And yes, any question? Yes, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, just mute yourself. Okay, and don't share your webcam. Stop sharing your cam. Okay, now here for that classes we need to declare two objects, right? One for the DM class and another object for the DB class. Now what we have to do, we need to add that every units, and we need to give the total of distance count. Okay, that if meter is equals to 1, centimeter equals to 1, and this feet equals to 1, and inch is equals to 1, right? So according to this we need to add every units with each other. Okay, and I need to give the final total of total distance. Okay, but keep in mind that these two are the private for my DB class and these two are the private for my DM class, right? So the object of this class can access this meter and centimeter, as well as this class, this two unit is accessible by the object of DB class. Okay, now by keeping following in mind, you have to implement this kind of things. So first, use friendly function to carry out the addition. Okay, why? Because if I am declaring one object in this class, object of DM class, okay, so what it can do, it can access this two only, but I require this two also, because the total feet, total inches, centimeter and meter, and I have to give the total answer, the total distance, right? But whatever the object of my DM class cannot access this feet and inch, and if I have one object over here, then this class cannot access this meter and centimeter, right? So we have one solution named as friend function. Okay, so if I declare one friend function over here and same friend function over here into this DB class, right? So that friend function can access this two variable, as well as this friend can access this two, and this friend can access this two, right? So entirely, if you want to add that values, you have to declare one friend function. Okay, which is common for both the classes, and that friend function can access that 4 unit of my distance. Okay, now second thing, if we want to use this meter centimeter, second you need to use the object that stores the result may be a DM or DB object. Okay, so whatever the object I am using, right, that objects need to store this value. Okay, so we have one solution that if I am taking that object as my function argument, then I can directly access that meter, centimeter, feet, and inches. Yes, we can, right? So now I'm giving you the skeleton of code over here, okay, and you need to implement the entire code. Okay, now if you are aware with this, just try to implement. Okay, now secondly, just wait, I'm saving the code. Batch batch B, right? Okay, so what we are doing, first we are declaring VM, then we have class BB, right? So whenever you want to require to deal with the two classes, we need to declare that classes first, and then we are using that classes. Okay, okay, now what we have to do in the DM class, this is class declaration, right? So in the DM class, I am declaring two variable. Okay, first variable, that is my lot, meter and centimeter. Okay, and in the public section, what I am doing, I am declaring one variable, one function which can read the data from the user, right? So user will enter the meter and centimeter value. Okay, so cout enter meter, enter distance in meter. Okay, now see in meter. Yes, now same thing for the centimeter. Okay, then now what we have to do? Now we need to add that 2 with another feet and inches, right? So what we have to do? We need to declare one friend function, friend addition function name, and I am taking two arguments, which is the object 1 of DM class and object 2 of DB class. Okay, now one more class that is named as DB, float, inches and feet. Okay, now same like this, I need to take that values from the user, that void read. Okay, now out enter distance in feet, and in F I'm writing. Okay, now inches and inch. Okay, now give one more friend function over here in this class so that it can add and it can access this meter and centimeter also. Yes, just try to implement that thing over here. Okay, I hope you all are doing this code with me. Okay. This formation of friend function is correct, or do I need to add something over here? Yes, everyone. This friend function syntax is correct, or do I need to add something over here? Yes, perfect. I'm missing the return type over here. Right, same thing. DM A, comma, DB. Okay. So now what is this? So you can say this is friend function. Okay, correct. Okay. In the integer name, what we have to perform? So we just need to pass two object of every classes to the friend function. Okay. So first we'll declare that object. So bm obj1 and bb obj2. Okay. So now using obj1, I'm calling my function read, and using obj2 dot calling my read one function, right? So that user can enter the values in meter, centimeter, feet, and inches. Now it's time to call the friend function, okay? But whenever you call your friend function, there is no requirement to write the friend keyword over there, or no need to write the object over there, okay? So directly I can write addition, and what I have to pass over here. So check over here. I am writing DM. So DM is a return type, and return type is my class name. Whenever the return type is my class name, this A is noted as this A can accept object of DM class. Okay. So what is the object of DM class? So I am passing obj1 comma obj2. Okay, and this two value object two value, that is the object for db class. Okay, so whatever the values in feet and inches, that value is stored into this object 2, and that object 2 is, sorry, directly referring by my b. Okay, now we have to write the code of my friend function. Okay, so outside of the class I'm writing the code of my friend functions integer. Sorry. Now we need to add every variables which with each other, right? So I need to store it into some variable. I'm declaring that variable over here. Okay, now what we have to do? So first thing, if we want to add our meter with the centimeter, and if we want to print our output into the any one unit, right? We have to convert that value into the particular output unit. Say for example, I have 1 centimeter and I want answer into the meter. Okay, so I need to convert my centimeter into meter. Okay, so likewise I'm giving you the option that for DM class, either you have to convert or either you have to print your answer into meter or centimeter. Out of the two, you can print the answer into any one. And from the dB class, you have to print the values in either inch or feet. Okay, so here is the expected input and output. So the same question I have, but I'm just giving you the idea that what you have to do in this code. Okay, first I'll write 1 meter, 1 centimeter, 1 feet, and 1 inches. So I want answer into the two unit, one unit from the DM class and another unit for the DB class. Okay, so the total distance in meter is I have to add every with each other, and the distance in feet is this. Okay, so this is the expected output. Okay, so over here, what we have to do in the addition function, if you want to refer this feet and inches, right, I cannot directly write the feet and inches. Okay, we need to access that using the object. Okay, but before that, I'll write the conversion over here, because we want to we have to convert our every you can say the unit into the meter. I want answer into the meter, right? So 1 centimeter is equals to 0.01 meter. 1 feet equals to 0.3048 meter. 1 inch equals to 0.0254 meter. Okay, and for the feet, we are doing the conversion that if I have 1 meter, then is equals to 3.280 feet. Now 1 centimeter is equals to 0.0328 feet, and 1 inch is equals to 0.0833 feet. Okay, so we have that conversion with us. Okay, so you need to store the value into first object of sum. Add your a dot meter plus b dot sorry a dot meter plus a dot centimeter. Right, over here you need to multiply it with some values. Okay, plus b dot feet plus b dot inch. Okay, so here what I am doing, so I am converting every units into meter. Okay, so you need to write that conversion over here. Okay, ma'am, can you paste conversion in chat? Okay, you have to perform this conversion as I have suggested. Okay. See, I'm giving you the one logic. If you have another logic, you can implement using that. I have no an issue, but make sure that you have to implement something like this. Okay, here you need to convert. Here you need to multiply your values as I have suggested. Yes, here also you can print it. No, I am okay if you are printing in the friend function. And I'm okay if you want to print it in the main also. I'm okay in both the cases. How many of you have completed with this code? Already completed. How many of you have? Okay. So a dot centimeter, we have to multiply it with the 0.01. Feet, we have to multiply it with the 0.3048. 0.0, no, 0.3048. And inch 0.025. I'm writing, but when I try to display from me, giving error. Okay, you need to return. You can return only one, na? So make sure out of that two you can only return one value. As well as this is friend function. So if you are writing some, you can say the object thing, then you can return entire object, right? So that's why try to print your values over here. Okay, if you are using void, how can you print it on the main? Meter to feet. 3.280. 3.280. And in the centimeter to feet, 0.0328. Yes. 0. Okay, and in the each is maybe 833, 0.0833, 0.0833. correct. Have some space over here. How to pass objects in function by reference. That means you want to pass n% your object. You have option to use the constructor. Then you can use the reference type of variable, as we have discussed in the copy constructor, right? You have an option that you can return entire object as a return type. Okay, those who have already complete the code, they can write just done over here so that I can verify. Yes, one. Okay, good. Those who have already completed that code, they just implement one simple demo program for constructor. Okay, either you can use default constructor or parameterized constructor, right? So just implement one program of demo constructor. Okay, now after 2 minutes, if yes, if you are facing any error in the code, just let me know. Okay, so now turn by turn. Okay, if you have any doubt or if you are facing any error, then just let me ask. Ahmad, doing the code, you can write in the chat. I'm okay. Ahmad, Mala, Anmol, complete.
Yes, ma'am, I've completed, but there are so many errors, so I don't know what's happening.
Okay, you can share your screen if you want.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, yes, Ahmad, doing the code, right? List, you
Ma'am,
can.
can you see?
No, I can't properly see your entire code. So, if possible, can you share your screen from laptop? Otherwise, do one thing: just mail me your code. I'll open your code over here in my laptop.
Okay, ma'am.
So, what you will prefer?
Ma'am, I will share you.
Okay, okay, you can mail.
Ma'am,
Yes, Niraj.
ma'am, do we have to add all those four, or we just have to
Mhm.
add the two element of one class?
No, no, no. We need to add entire four variables into the one.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay.
because we require total distance now that 1 meter, 5 centimeter, two each, and five you can say feet, right? So I need to add that every unit and convert it into the meter. Okay, because I
Okay,
want
ma'am.
answer in meter. But if you want one answer in centimeter, I'm okay. Okay, now next. If you are facing any error, then just let me know. I'll help you to come out that error. Okay, Dhara, can you hear me? Yes, Dhara, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, completed. Can you share your screen? I'm okay if you are still doing the code.
Okay, ma'am.
Dhara, yes, you can share your screen from your mobile phone. Just try to present now and then share your screen. It will work. But right now, I can't see your screen. Okay, Ibrahim, both the Ibrahim Assad and Ibrahim Inusa. What about you students? Doing the code?
But ma'am, I don't know actually because I'm watching how you are doing your own books, right? So that
Now the code is completed by my side, right? So you can implement that same code in your system.
okay.
Okay, try to implement that code. Sampann, Sabij, Sandesh, Topic.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, doing the code.
Yeah, ma'am. Almost done, I think.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, that student, who is he? Okay, Anmol, did you mail me your code?
I'm 1 minute. I'm sending.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you show your screen? It's,
Yes, I'll share my screen. Just wait. Huh?
Ma'am, but there are too many errors in my code.
Too many errors in your code.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no worry. If you can share your screen using the laptop, I'm okay. Otherwise, I can't see your code. That's why. I'll guide you from my laptop that you need to change this many things in your code. Okay, accordingly you can change your code. Okay, I want everyone to perform the code. Huh? Okay, and now I guess everyone. Okay, Anmol, just wait. I didn't receive any mail from you. Still, I don't receive any mail from your side. Okay, try to send me from your Gmail, Marwadi's mail account, right? Try to send it from that mail.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, do you have to declare extra? Do you have to write extra thing to declare that read one and read two function?
You, no requirement to declare that function. While I'm directly defining my function, no need to declare. It's okay. Okay, I received your mail, and you sent me the txt file. Just wait, huh? Anmol, can you hear me? Hmm. Now I'm sharing my screen with your program. Yes. I guess you are facing this type of error. Just wait. Huh? Is my screen visible? You can unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Hmm. Now, just wait. So first thing, this is private. Within this context, you cannot. This M is private. This that means your everything should be in the private mode, and you are using to access that things. Okay. So first of all, what I am doing, I'm just checking my integer main. Yes. Where is your bracket? How can you write the without bracket your integer main, right? So first error is this, and the second error, yes, for this db. Okay, db has not been declared. That means I have suggested that if you have two class, then you need to declare one class before you are using the class. Okay, so now it is going to work perfect. Yes, correct.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You
I was very much confused in that.
no, no. Okay. What about other students? Shall we move towards the next question? Sorry, the next program. Okay, I hope everyone is completed till now. Good. So we will move. Okay, what about you, Yarob, Waha, Tawfiq, Sarika? Completed? Yes, students. Sarika. Okay, completed. Good. Tawfiq, Waha, and Yarob. Yes, Yarob completed, or you need time?
Ma'am, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Okay, no, no worry. You can
I'm
complete.
okay.
Okay, no worry.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, do we have to declare class DM and class DB? Like we have declared in the class DM and inside that float everything. So beside that also we have to declare first class DM and
Yes,
DB.
yes, you need to declare. If you are
Why do that,
not
ma'am?
uh, as same like our function, right? We have to declare our class also. Why? Because when I am directly using my class, my compiler get confused that where it come from. Okay, there is no any declaration of this class, and I can't directly deal with this class. Okay, so first I'm declaring my class that yes, this is my user defined data type, and I am using this type after this one class. Or maybe I am informing my compiler that in entire program I maybe use this class. Same like our function. Okay, function, before we are defining our function, we are declaring our function, right?
Okay, ma'am.
So if you want to
Ma'am,
use three classes, yes, Neeraj, yes.
ma'am, and like the access specifier, ma'am, the private public one, ma'am, as a user, like they will only be able to access what we programmers allow them. So like even if we do not use that those access specifier, that user will not be able to do so, right, ma'am?
So I didn't get your question. You are asking for the
uh,
private members?
yes, ma'am, like if we allow the users only to enter like in the personal detail, like only age and name only, then, and we have another function for extra information, but we only give them one information. I mean the like only basic one function. So even if I don't use access specifier, uh, so like why we need to use those? I mean, if I'm a programmer, I can access the code and I can change any. But as a user, they will only be able to use what I give them.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. So
So why
that's
why?
so why we are using that public private protected. You want to answer something like this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is the thing behind your private? So private, that means my variables from another function, or using the another, you can say the class friend function. Sorry, forget about friend function right now. Okay, so if we have one class, and in that class I have some private members in my class. Okay, as a private I'm declaring one variable. So what it means that the other functions Okay, that other function cannot change that, you can say other class members cannot change the value of my that variable. Okay, they cannot disturb my variable. Only the class functions, whatever the class functions are in the public section, they can access that private data. Okay, otherwise if other classes wants to use that private members, right, or if I want to access that private data, I must require some permission of my class. Say for example, some object, some friend function concept, right? And I want to give some restriction like protected. That means what? Whatever the data I am mentioning into the parent class, right? So the child class of that parent class of that base class, only they can use that protected members, not the entire class can use. Okay, only the child thing can use. Okay, let's take an example of student management system or in the bank management system. Yes, that is the great example. Okay, in the bank management system, what we are doing, we are just making our variable as a private. That means that other data, or you can say the other classes, cannot use it directly. They want some permission, or they want to implement some concept like friend function, then and only then I can change the current balance, otherwise I cannot. Okay, but as a user, if I'll enter the wrong, you can say the wrong account number, right, it cannot allow me to enter into my system. Okay, but if I'll make it as a public, right, so I can change that from the anywhere of my classes. Okay, either from the main, either from the other functions, either from the another classes. Okay, so that's why we are giving the you can say the data hiding concept to my customer. Okay, if we are coder, we know very well that if I want to use this private member, using this I can use it, I can change the data also. But when it comes to the user side, they are not aware with this concept. Whatever you are giving to your user, they can use only this.
So, ma'am,
Hmm.
so it can be used to, like, if I have an organization and I have tons of coders working for me,
Hmm.
and I have certain, uh, and if they want to change something in the program, so I can restrict them from using certain functions, something like that.
Something like a coder can change the code. What is coder? They are developer, they are user defined functions, right? So whatever the coder wants to implement, they can change it, right? But at the user side, they are not aware with this, that have your account number is going to be verified. If you are entering the wrong, you can say the account number, it will not allow you to enter into the bank management system. Yes, as a user side they don't know, but at the coder side, if I will fixed that, you can say the account number, no one can change, only coder can change. Okay, so that's why we are developing as per the user requirement. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so coder knows that which type of things I need to give to the user as a private, or which type of things I need to give as a public.
Ma'am, I am ready, ma'am.
Okay, good, yeah.
Present my screen or wait?
No. I'm okay. I just want to know that if you need extra time, I can wait. Otherwise, we'll start with the next question. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, please, but maybe I have a problem in my program.
Okay, so you can share. At that time, you can share. I'll
Okay.
solve your error.
You can see, ma'am.
Yes, your screen is visible.
I ran my program, but it didn't give me uh, a result.
Okay, you are saving your code with .c or .cpp. Just change the program extension. I guess this is untitled 2y.c. It's a cpp, C++ extension. Just go to your file.
Wait a minute, ma'am.
Yes. Using namespace standard you are missing.
Where is it?
Yes, after your second number line.
After what?
After your second number line, you have to write using namespace standard.
Okay. Using namespace standard.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, give one enter, one more enter. Yes, now write over there.
Using namespace.
No. Namespace comes into the without space. Yes. Namespace, continue. No any white space in between name and space. Okay, I'll write it in the chat. Just check over there. Using namespace standard. Don't use that. Just use the next. Yes. Okay. Remove that .h hash include iostream only. Only iostream .h. Remove that .h. Yes. I told you that save your file with .cpp extension.
Okay.
This is C extension. Okay, go to your file menu, file, edit, view, search.
Okay.
Yes. Save
Yeah.
as, save file as. Yes. Click on that. Yes. Dot. No. In that file name. Go to your file name. Yes. Click one more time. Click over there. Yes. Give your file name, whatever you want to give. Dot CPP, double P. That is C++ file. Okay, now save it.
I have problem in
Can
this
you
line.
can you show me your error list? I can't see your error list. Okay,
Here?
just okay. No. Error list. Okay, go to your view over there into the view. File, edit, view, search, project. Your menu bar. Go to your menu bar. File, where you can save your file. Yes, go to your that view, third number option.
Okay. Yeah.
View. Just wait. I'll let you know. Where is your that logs bar? Manager logs.
Where is
Okay,
it?
go to your logs.
Here?
Yes, click on that. Now, just yes.
Here,
Now check the errors. CLR
okay.
SCR is not. You cannot write it in the C++ code. Remove that line.
Okay. I have problem in In line 76.
70, 78. Go to your 78 number line. Actually, I can't understand your code. That's why. Yes, remove
Okay.
that CLR SCR. Remove that CLR SCR. Yes. Okay. Now get CH. Remove that get CH also. Over there, 83 number line. Okay. Now just try to run the code. Yes, just write integer mean and return 0. Instead of void mean, write integer mean.
Here, after
Yes,
void
yes.
mean.
Instead of void, just write int mean. A spelling is wrong. Yes. Okay, correct. Now try to run the code. Just wait. Your return 0 is comes under the integer mean.
Okay.
Before that, between your 82 and 83 number line, you have to write return 0. 82 and 83. 82 and 83.
83. Hey.
Yes. Okay. After that, yes, you can write return 0 over there. RETURN 0 space 0 semicolon semicolon semicolon. Okay. You are facing some compiler related issue.
Compiler, I have.
Where is your output screen?
Now.
It is
What?
1. Enter 1. One more 1. Now feet and inches. 1 feet. Okay. No worry, you can do. And inch. 3. Okay, you are doing the code using the
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, please, you have a website. Can I download CodeBlocks from it? Because I think the program in my laptop, maybe there is many problem.
You want to use code block or what you want to use?
I want a website. Can I download a complete program? Because I think the CodeBlocks in my laptop not working right.
Okay, so you want to you want that software or you want online compiler?
No. I want just website. Can I download it? CodeBlocks from it.
Okay. I will give you.
Okay.
The site
Thank you.
name. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll move towards this 17 number question. Okay, this 17 number question we have already discussed in the class section. Okay, when we have a lecture session, at the time of that you can say the destructor. Okay, we have discussed this question. Okay, so what they are going to say over here, that write a program to calculate the number of objects created for the particular class. Okay, so in this question, what they are going to suggest over here, that we need to create one program. Based on that program, whatever the objects I am creating, right, it gives me that count that yes, you are creating total, you have created 5 objects. Okay, so how can you do this? Just try to think on it. We have 2 solutions for the same code. Okay, yes. Anyone know the answer? Yes, can anyone reply? We have two logic to implement the same program. Okay, what they want to suggest us that if I have class ABC, that I have some variables, some functions. Okay, and in the integer main, I have one object of ABC class A. So when I will run this code, at that time they need to give me that one object is created, right? If I'll write something like B, it will return, it is going to return me that two object is created, right? If I'll write C, it is going to show me that three objects are created. Now, how can you implement this? Okay, those who know the answer, you can give me the answer. Declare a static variable inside a class and upgrade its value inside the constructor definition. You can access this variable using the class name. Yes, one solution is that we can declare one variable outside of my class, that is globally I can use it in entire code, as well as according to the function call, according to the calling with the object, they need to return me some count, that yes, one time if I'll call, it will return me that object one is created. Size of, for what you need to do. Okay, see, I'm giving you the two logic. If you have another logic other than this two, right, you can do it. Okay, size of will return you the size of your particular data type. Okay, now the one logic you can use the static variable, size of class, size of object. Try to implement it and let me know what it will return you. What is the answer? Can you use that size of with that object in class? Yes.
or in case you have a define parameterized or copy constructor also.
Sorry.
Wait a minute to write it.
What you want to say? Okay, one logic I am giving you is the logic number one. What is the logic? So logic number one, you can use static variable and static function. Okay, we had already discussed this question when we are doing the static variable and static member function concept. Okay, so what we are doing, we are just declaring one variable c is equals to 0, and at the time of calling, what I'm doing, I am just incrementing that variable with 1. Okay, but what is the drawback over here in this logic, that if using the same object, if I'll call that function or call that method one more time, it will return me the incremented value, right? So the logic number two is you can use the constructor concept over here, right? Using the default constructor, we can create the object and the same time I can initialize my object, right? So you have two logic. Using that two logic, you can implement the code. Okay, first try to implement. I will implement the same code over here. In case you have defined parameterized or copy constructor also. Okay, if you have implemented that parameterized constructor and copy constructor, you need to design your code something like, if I am using that object more than one time, or you can say in the copy constructor, what we are doing, we are just copying from one object to another object, right? So try to implement that stuff in the code. What will be the output? Check it. what will be the output? Okay, this is the practice session. So I can give you the two logic. So if you have another logic and if there is any drawback, then you can discuss. You can implement that also, right? So one logic is the static variable and static function. Just give me time. I'll open that file which we have discussed in the previous session. This static function. Okay, we have this code. If we'll run this code, what it will return you, the object count is 1, 2, and 3, right? So total we are creating the 3 object. Yes, so object A, B, and C. Okay, what is the logic behind this? So the logic is something like, if I'm declaring one static variable, that means the copy of that variable is single only. And that single copy of count variable can be referred by my every object. Okay, right? So if I using this static member function, I can access the static variable, right? So if I am incrementing it count, and if I want to print it on the screen, it will increment it when I'm calling this function using the object. Okay, yes. So this is one logic. Another logic, you can implement the constructor concept over here. Okay, so let's discuss the constructor concept. Okay, so we have one class. Okay, inside this class, what I'm doing in the public section, I'm declaring one constructor named as ABC. Okay, and in that constructor, what I'm doing, I'm incrementing the variable A with 1. Okay, and I am printing number of objects are created 2. Yes, so this is another logic. Okay, so just try to implement this code. This is too small. Okay, so shall we move towards the next question? Okay, how many of you have implemented this question till now? Yes, if you have complete that question, just write done over here. Okay, only one more. Yes, other than this, I'm doing okay, no worry. One done. Yes, what about other student? You can write your views also. Okay, no worry. You can implement, okay? Take your time. And those who have completed that question, this is the next question for you. I'm pasting that question over here in the chat. Okay. So just try to think on that question and then we will implement that question. Okay. Okay, good. Now I'm giving you the 5 more minutes to complete. Either you can implement using this or using this. Okay. So this is also the static concept, but we have already discussed this concept. So try to implement this new concept, okay? And after completion of this, if you want to use the destructor in the same code, try to implement that logic. How can you implement that destructor logic over here in this code?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am should be go to international office. Can I go?
Yes, you can go write your number over here and you may leave.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, you may. Okay, shall we move towards the 18 number question? Yes, can you move?
Ma'am,
Yes, Neeraj.
ma'am, I am having some that error. Can I present my screen?
Yes, you can present.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, good, Sarika. Okay, what is the thing? The error. No match for operator this. The integer name. Using namespace standard. Okay, okay. So if you are printing something, right, on the screen, what they are trying to say you is no match for operator this. Okay, operand type this, basic operator and character and number. Okay. Hmm. Okay, run one more time. So I can see something contradictory in your variable name. Can you see it? Yes. Z. Okay. Okay, no worry. Now try to run.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So what they are trying to say you is, if you are trying to print the variable a, then I am okay. But if you are trying to print the object a, how can I directly print the object? Okay, that is the error. Okay, so the next question is 18 number question. Now, what is the question number 18? That question number 18 is define a class complex having the data members as a real and imaginary. So we have two members, or you can say the two variables named as real and imaginary. Okay, and we have some member functions. The one member function name is add comp function, and another is show comp function, right? So we have total 4 members till now in my complex class. Okay, now write a C++ program to get yes, complex is, you can say the word. Using that we can use our imaginary part and real part, right? So first let me complete, Ashish. Okay, and in that where we were at the second number line. Okay, write a C++ program to get the information of two complex numbers and add these two complex numbers and display this result using the overloaded constructor. Okay, first thing, we need to deal with two member variables, that is are real and imaginary. We need to deal it with the add comp and show comp. Now what is the work of my add comp? So whatever the value of a real variable and imaginary variable is containing, you, if I will call with the one object, it will contain the different value. If I am calling with the another object and passing the another value as an argument, then it will contain the another two value as a real one, real two, imaginary one and imaginary two. Okay, so now we have two real numbers and two imaginary numbers. Now we need to add that to real 1 plus real 2 and imaginary 1 plus imaginary 2. Okay, now we need to implement the constructor concept over here. Now, what is the overloaded constructor? What is the overloaded constructor? If you know the answer, just write your answer over here. What is the overloaded constructor? Okay, how to implement we will discuss, but what is overloaded constructor having same name? Okay, next other student can also reply. Same param, no, Ravi, this is the total wrong thing. We cannot give the same parameter, same name with the different parameter. Otherwise, my compiler will confuse that which constructor I need to call or which function I need to call. Same function name with different parameter. Okay, that is function overloading. Now we are discussing overloaded constructor. So same constructor name with different parameters. Okay, parameters you can say the signature. Okay, so just let me share my screen one more time. Okay, so here in this, if I have one class, okay, and in this class, make sure we are using the public access specifier for the constructor concept. If I'll write something like this, I'm writing something inside this, okay? Assume that I am written something in this bracket, okay? Okay, so can I say that this concept is parameterized, uh, overloaded constructor? Yes, we can say this is overloaded constructor. Okay, how can we decide it? So you can say that same name with the different parameter list. Okay, now if I will write something like float. Okay, can I write something like this? Yes, we can. Why? Because this is float a1 and integer b. So first time I need to give the float value and second I can pass the integer. But over here in this case, first we need to give the integer and then we need to give the float value, right? So the numbering, or you can say the parameter list accordingly you need to give. Okay, but yes, one thing we had already discussed, that if you want to implement the default constructor concept, default argument in the constructor concept, you need to keep in mind that it should not be same like your default constructor, right? If I will write the 10 over here and at the time of constructor calling, right, using the object, if I didn't pass anything, it is assuming like my a value equals to 10. Okay, but in the same case my compiler is also called this default constructor because there is also no any argument in the list. Okay, so make sure that whatever the things you want to pass it as using the overloaded constructor, it may be not in the, you can say, confusing way to my compiler. Okay. Now, so before we'll start that example, just write your enrollment number over here for the attendance purpose. Okay. So is there anyone who cannot write their number in the chat due to some issue? Then just let me know. No one. Okay. Okay. So till now, any doubt in these questions? Maybe your tutorial list. Okay, we had discussed till the question number. We had till now discussed the question number 17. Till the question number 17, right? Is there any question? I'm sharing my screen. Okay, and I hope you all are saving the code into your drive or whatever the one thing, right? You are at least store the questions in a particular format. So at the time of submission, you have the code with you. Okay. Just wait. I'll share my screen. Yes. So we are here in the, you can see this experiment number 3. We have completed 14, 15, 16 and 17. Okay, we are just now will complete 18, but not in this lecture. We'll complete this 18 in the next lab. Okay, and then we'll deal it with these questions. Okay, and in the class section, if you have any doubt in that chapters, then just let me know in the next lecture so we can revise it first, and then we'll start with the next chapter. Okay, so till that class and lecture session, so we have completed till chapter number 4, and in the lab section we have completed till 17 number experiment. Okay. So any student, any doubt in this? Yes, can anyone reply? Any doubt? And yes, related with your project, if you are still not submitting me the project title, then just submit it within the time. Okay, and try to work on that project. Okay. Okay, I guess most of the students have already started the, you can say, the implementation of project. Okay. So we are not giving you the assignment, but we are just giving you the project for the entire semester. So try to implement it within the time. Okay. Okay. I guess no any question.